It's the 2nd of March, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Okay, I thought I had Phil in here.
Looks like I see him, but he's not. Oh, there he is.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm here now. Just had to put the buttons on.
okay. Welcome. Good morning. Okay, so you might remember what we did on Yom Hamishi. We were talking about Shmuel and the fact that this Brisa was contradicting Shmuel. Because Shmuel said that the Baal Hov can collect for the Shevach and he doesn't have to give anything for it. The Brisa says otherwise. So, Gemora answered that, oh, the Brisa is talking about one case, Shmuel's talking about something else. The Gemora said, no, but Ma'aseh b'kol yom, Shmuel collects. Even in that case is referring to the case of Shevach, which is Magia l'Ktefaim. Oh, and if you're wondering, where is this? This is on Tes Vav Amid Beis. And if you're wondering which line it's on, this is near the top. It's a second line. It's a daily occurrence that we happen to know. We know for a fact that Shmuel has cases like this come before him, and he authorizes the guy to the Baal Hov to collect afilu b'shevach hamagil l'ktefayim. And remember, Magil Tefai means that it's basically just a little bit, needs a little bit tiny more in order to be in the ground, but otherwise it's going to be ready to be harvested. And as such, Rashi said it's got a din of Paris Gemurin, which means that it doesn't qualify to be part of the Shevach of the Karka. It's already, so to speak, on the shoulders of the harvester, and it's on its way to the market. It's not part of the. It's not part of the picture of the appreciation of the karka. But we said, says the Gemara, that even in such cases like that, Shmuel said that they could collect as shevach and not have to pay. Okay, so we're clueless at this point. We're still looking for an answer for Shmuel, in other words. And on that, we answer Lokasha. Lokasha is the last words on the third line from the top of Tes Vav Amid Beis.
Lokasha is not the difficulty. This report of Shmuel's customary procedure, de masik be ke shiur arba, I'm sorry, era ushvacha, refers to cases in which the creditor demands from the seller an amount equivalent to the value of the land and its improvements. Therefore, he collects his entire debt without compensating the purchaser for the expenses. This brisa, delo masik be ella kishiur ara, refers to a case in which the creditor demands from the seller only the amount equivalent to the value of the land without the improvements. de yahiv le shvache. Therefore, the creditor must give the purchaser compensation for his improvements. Umasalik lay, and then removes him from the property.
Okay.
So in both cases, the creditor takes the property and the improvements. But in one case, he has to pay the purchaser back. Is that right?
Right. 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 This, in other words, the first ha is referring to. There's two ha's over here. Ha, we're talking about this scenario. Ha, we're talking about a different scenario. So the first ha is that we're talking in the case where Shmuel authorizes the collection of the karka together with the improvements, even though the Paris are practically ready to be harvested. When is that? Obviously, that's simple to explain. The masik bei bashir ara v'shivcha, because the sum total of the karka, only the sum total of the karka and the improvements made to the land will equal the amount of the chov that the Baal Chov is owed. So he's entitled to collect those things, even if the Peros are Peros Gemurid. And the other, so that's the case that Shmuel is talking about. That's what he does, and that's what we know that he says. And the case that the other case, I guess, is talking about what the Bryce is talking about, where he's not going to be able to take unless he pays. And that's easy to understand also, because lo masik bei ela b'shir ara, because what the guy is owed, the Baal Chov, he's only owed the value of the karka. And so what if he's going to take the shevach as well, so that's over and above what he's really owed. He's going to have to pay the one that bought the property and improved it. He's going to have to pay him for it if he wants to remove him from the field. If he wants to come to collect the guy, he'll have to give him the shevach or misalikle, and only then will he be able to remove him from the karka. So that's basically what we thought to begin with. Okay. Phil, we have a Rashi here for you, or two.
Okay, which Rashi you want?
The long Rashi ha.
Ha! And behold, ha ha! Right. The Katani, it was taught notel yitzia mebal cho. He could take the expenses from a creditor, delo masik bei bal cho, that he doesn't remove from the creditor with the purchaser the amount, the sale, the share of the sale, or of the temporary amount, arrive, the shipra, and the improvements. Hilchov, therefore, the balachov can go l'lokeach to the purchaser, shvicha, to get the improvement, maslik way, and remove it. He did a cut, and it was chosen with miltia that these words Baloshin Yitzia is using the word expenses. Low Tana, I didn't teach, no tail connected, don't take it against Hachov Mebalakak, of the debt of the landowner. The Hamoter and the extra Mebal Hachov, and the extra from the creditors. The amount exceeding the extra amount exceeds that. Ishman, and to learn he Gufa, the body of it, Hata, that you have. The Hecha, the Yitzia, is the expenses. Yitera, Alasheva, that are more than the improvement. Ain lo Ella, it's only Ella, Yitzia, Sheva, only the expenses of the amount of the improvements.
Oh, Rashi's bothered by Akasha. Why is it that we're talking here in the language of Yitzia? That we're talking about him paying, the Baal Chov is paying for the Yitzia, for the outlay of the purchaser of the property. Why don't we just talk about Lotana Notel Keneged Hachov Balakarka, that the guy takes the Baal Chov, he takes corresponding to the Chov, whatever the Chov is, from the Balakarka, from the seller, and the Mosar Mibal Chov. No, here it's confusing. Here Baal Karka is referring, I guess, to the purchaser. Very confusing. Up until now, we've been talking that the Baal Karka, he's the seller. And most of them Baal Chov, but that's the same person as the Baal Chov. Oh boy. Okay. So it's a little bit confusing, the language that Rashi's using over here. But why do we do this? The principle is as follows: Lashmein he gufa, to learn this point itself. Also, that it's coming for this. What is it coming to tell me? The Heicha the Yitzia Yisera ala Shevach, in the case where the outlay exceeds the amount of the actual appreciation of the property, Ein lo ela Yitzia Shir Shevach. He's only going to get for his Yitzia up to the amount that the property actually did appreciate. Not going to get more than that. Okay, so that's Rashi. Okay, so now we go back to the Gemora. Hanicha.
The man de Amar. Let's see. It is acceptable according to the one who says, is le zuze le lokeach. If there is money to the purchaser, if the purchaser has money, lo matze misal lake le leval chov. He may not prevent a creditor who holds a lien on the debtor's property from possessing the land by offering him money instead. Shapir, for the Bryce's ruling is then appropriate. Ella Leman de Amar, but according to the one who says, Ki is le zuze le lokeach, when the purchaser has money, matze misalek le leval chov, he may prevent the creditor from from possessing the land by offering him money instead. Namely, let the purchaser tell the creditor, Ilu hava li zuze, if I would have the money, hava mi salchinan mikula ara, I could remove you from all the land. Ashta the lace li zuze, now that I do not have money, chav li garba di'ara I'm sorry, bi'ara shiur shivachai. Give me a small piece of land in this property equivalent to the value of my improvements.
Okay, we got some Rashi over here. Anicha lemanda Omar.
And nicha lemand over, it's good according to the one who says, Bechule, pluktahi b'ketuva ketuvot. It's there's a disagreement about this in ketuvot, not here but there.
Yeah. Right. So what exactly is this plukta that the Gemora is talking about, that Rashi tells us that can be found in the Gemora over there, but not over here? When this creditor comes along and he knocks on the door of the purchaser of the property, so our brisa over here seems to be saying that he what do you call it? It's just a matter of he pays. Does he, if he needs to pay for the improvements because his loan that's owed him is less than the property and the improvements, so he's got to pay it. And if not, he doesn't have to pay. But in either case, Mesalikle, he kicks off the guy from the land, as though to say the guy that bought the land, he doesn't have any way to avoid being kicked off the land by this creditor. And the Gemara is saying that that's really dependent on this machlokes over here over there in Ksubis. There's one Mandomer says that this purchaser he could tell the guy to get lost. See, take this money that you're owed and get lost. So he can stay on the land. He doesn't get kicked off if he's got the money to pay for the thing, to pay the chov of the Baal Chov. Then of course he'll go back to his his seller and say, look, you sold me land that the Baal Chov, I had to pay him off in order to keep the land, so you got to reimburse me. But that's not what we're talking about right now. But according to that, if so, though, that he could pay him off and stay on the land, so the Gemara, so we should have said differently. We should have said differently over here. Okay, so that's just what we're talking about over here. And now Rashi's going to flesh in more details about what the Gemara is saying. So weiter in Rashi.
What's the next Rashi though is the Esle Zuze. Look, if there is money for the purchaser, a parade I would pay off the debt.
So this is going. Rashi's going according to the first Manda Omar, who argues and says no, he may not. He doesn't have the ability, the purchaser, to give him money and tell him to get lost. So that's where Rashi's. That's where the Gemora says Hanicha. What we said so far is Nicha is good according to that Manda Omer that says that the purchaser he can't tell him that he's got to leave, and then he's got his recourse against his seller. But yeah. Also, so that's what it says. But according to the Lo motzi mesalik le lebal chov. We'll read this next Rashi.
Lo motzi mesalik le lebal chov. He's not able to remove from him from the creditor. Mean, and then it says mean ara from the ara is the temporary amount, land.
From the land.
From the land, Shabal Chov, that the creditor, Kadim, by Kadim, gets first.
Mean Ara de Bal Chov Kadim. Lomotzi Mesalik le Bal Chov, mean Ara de Bal Chov Kadim. What is Rashi saying? Gemora said, "Hanicha lemanda omar isle zuze lilokeach lo motzi masalik le lebalchov shapir." Okay, lo motzi masalik le lebalchov. He, in other words, he, the purchaser, even though he does have the money to pay him off and tell him to get lost. Even though he has that money to do that, but lo motzi mesalik le lebalchov, he doesn't have the ability, he doesn't have the authority to mesalik le, to tell him to get lost, to tell who? The balchov. That's what the Gemara says. And what's Rashi adding over here? Mean ara from the land. The Balchov Kadim, that the Balchov was first. My guess is that what Rashi is saying, this is what you might have thought, that he would have that ability, because really the Balchov is Kadim. Kadim, he's got Kadima. He's got, what do you call it? Kadim, it means...
first rights.
What?
First rights to get it.
Yeah, he's got the first right. Why has he got the first right? Because he's the one that loaned the money to the seller and wasn't paid. And so the property was bought by this purchaser after that obligation was incurred, and accordingly. The purchaser is buying the property subject to the lien of the Baal Chov. So the Baal Chov is Kadim. He's got first rights to get his property, get his unpaid Chov paid off through the property that's owned by the seller when he sold that property to this purchaser. I guess that's what Rashi's saying, although I don't know why he needs to say it. That's what we've been talking about all along. So I don't know. Anyway, so he's not able to do that according to that Mandomer Shapir. So then what we've said so far is Shapir is good. Now there's a long Rashi over here. Rashi's got a lot of lot to explain over here. I don't know what he's going to be explaining. It's pretty obvious, but let's see what he's got to say.
Shop beer means it's good. It's understandable. Okay. Just trying to see where it says shop beer in the Gemora.
Shop beer in the Gemora?
I see it. It's appropriate. It's good. The Metzia, you're able to say, Lehecha, how is it? The Yesh Karka, there is land, Mutar Alacho, that's more than the debt, Im HaShevach, with the improvements together.
Oh.
Look how he can remove himself from the purchaser, with this money. Al Karcho, he's forced to say the Lokeach of the purchaser. Below Metzia, you're not able to say Lokeach that the purchaser Havle, gives to him min ha'ar from his land, the shear of the shivche, the amount of the improvements, the Omar that he could say Kule Didei, it's all mine.
Yeah.
That you read it, and he goes down in it. Shalo Bershut, things that are not in his domain.
So I think I was wrong over here. It seems like the real issue is we're talking about the amount of the karka which exceeds the chov. That's what Rashi's talking about over here. Motzi lememar heicha de yesh karka moser ala chov. In the event that, let's say that the karka is worth 130 and the chov is only 100. So what happens in that case? Yesh karka moser ala chov im hashevach, and that's if you take into account also the amount of the shevach. So then what would be? Mesalek le lelokeach bezuze. Al korcho de lokeach. The Baal Chov has the ability to take away, tell him to get lost, misalek, the lokeach with money, even if the lokeach would rather be left with a portion of the land. Lo motzi omer lokeach, havli min ara, shir shivchi. That's what he wants. He says, no, give me the in other words, the shevach is the amount of shevach is what makes the total amount of the karka worth more than the chov that is owed the Baal Chov. I don't know if I said it right the first time. We'll say it again. The Baal Chov, he's owed 100. The karka was originally worth 100 when there was nothing on it, but now the guy bought it, he worked it, and now it's improved, and now it's appreciated, and it's worth 130. So the question is, what's gonna be now? So we're saying it's good according to the opinion that says that in this case that we're talking about, misalek lelokeach bezuze al korcha lelokeach, that the creditor he could push away with money the against his will the purchaser. Velo motzi omer lokeach havli min ara shir shivchi. He's not allowed to say, look, you know, Mike, the karka together with the improvements that I made is worth more than your loan. So you know what? Just give me that amount of shevach that the property is now worth. give it to me back in karka. I want to take some of the karka. He's not allowed to say that. Doesn't have the koach to say that. Damakuli didi. Va'at yeradet bo shelo b'rishus. Wow. That this Baal Chov why is he allowed to say that, says Rashi? Why is the Baal Chov allowed to get him off the land? Because he said, look, you really came down to the land without any rishus. Kuli didi, this land is all mine. It's kilu, you went and made improvements on my land. So here's the money for the land, for the improvements that you made, and get lost. He's allowed to do that because the guy that purchased the land from the one that owned the land, he was selling him land that really was owed to the Baal Chov. He didn't pay the Baal Chov. The Baal Chov is coming saying, the guy paid, I lent him money and he didn't pay me. Now I'm coming to take the land. Okay. According to that Manda Omar, what we're saying is very good. But according to the other Manda Omar, that says that no, the guy, it's on the land. See, we got a machlekes between the Tanoim in the Gemora over there in Ksubis. The other opinion says that this guy's he's not on the land without permission. He bought the land fair and square from the seller. The seller owned the land; it just had a lien on it, and he bought the land. He owns the land, and he made improvements on it. And so, okay, we're not arguing about the issue of his right, the right of the Baal Chov to take away the land itself, because that was certainly a lien. The land was on lien, but there's no lien on the improvements that the purchaser made on the property. There's no lien on that. So why? So this Mandomer says, let the guy say, listen, if you want to take all the land and not pay me you gotta give me. I have a right to demand that you give me 30 in the land. Because you're really only entitled to 100. So give me 30 worth from the land. And he can't push him off. He wants the land. He wants at least a part of the land. So what we said so far is difficult according to that Mandomar. That's what the Gemara is saying. And the Gemora's got an answer over here. This is right before the two dots.
It's actually time now. So
it's time. Okay. Very good.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Okay, take care.
All the best, everybody.